Here's the logic and formula for rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. I couldn't find any explanation or any logic describing this on Google or YouTube, so I just figured it out, and I'm making a no budget video in case anybody else cares. This is interesting, I think, because while you think you'd have to be a mathematician to figure this out, because it just looks extremely complicated, it turns out it's really simple, and I'll show how to draw it out in a simple way. So rock, paper, scissors has some symmetry to it. Everything beats one thing and is beaten by something else. So I figured the same logic must apply for rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock. By the way, there's clips of the Big Bang Theory on YouTube that explain this. I'll go through it real quick. Rock smashes scissors, scissors decapitates lizard, lizard eats paper, paper disproves Spock, Spock vaporizes rock. And then rock will smash lizard, lizard will poison Spock, Spock will crush scissors, I believe using the rock, according to the TV show. Scissors will cut paper, and then paper covers rock. When I initially set this up, it didn't have any kind of symmetry like this. There were just arrows all over the place, and it took me a few minutes to figure it out. But yeah, then I figured it out and put it in a nice little star pattern here. What you can do is eliminate the star in the middle, just turn your letters into numbers, and you'll see here, everything will just beat the two things in front of it and be beaten by the two things behind it. 1 beats 2 and 3, but is beaten by 4 and 5. 3 beats 4 and 5, but is beaten by 1 and 2. There's your symmetry. Pick any random number such as 3 that beats 4 and 5 and is beaten by 1 and 2. 3, and put it up here on the top because that's what you can choose. You'll beat 4 and 5, but you're beaten by 1 and 2. The number of options on each side I'll call n. For each side of n, if it's an even on each side, even plus even equals an even, plus yourself will be odd, or plus the option that you choose will be odd. If these are odd options over here, odd plus odd will still equal even, plus the other option that you pick, so that will be an odd. So either way, you end up with an odd number. Formula 2n plus 1. N and n is 2n plus 1 up here. Just the formula for an odd number gives you the number of options. By having a lot of options, all it really does is decreases the chances of two people picking the same thing. So let's pick 1,000 options. Actually 1,001 because it has to be odd. So we have 0 to 1,000. 0 will beat 1 through 500, but is beaten by 501 to 1,000. Odd number because you go up to 1,000 plus 0. Turn your numbers here into a wheel diagram. Ignore the scribbles. I just come up with this stuff really quick and then make a video with minimal thought and effort. So you pick 0, let's call that rock. Draw a line down 180 degrees. That means you're going to beat everything from 1 to 500. So this side becomes like scissors, this whole side right here. But you're beaten by 501 to 1,000, all the way up to here. So this side is like paper. No matter what you pick, you'll still have a 50-50 chance of winning or losing. Half the circle beats you, half the circle you beat, the other half beats you. Let's say you pick 0, so you'll beat anything up to 500. Somebody else picks 400, so that means you'll beat them. But then a third person picks 700. So the person that picks 400 will beat the person that picks 700, and that person will beat you, so you end up with a draw. You could have 1,000,000 options, but the odds are still the same. A 50% chance of winning and 50% chance of losing. Having a lot of options just decreases your chances of picking the same option as someone else. And I guess I could add here that the person that picks 400, draw a line that goes across 180 degrees. 400 plus 500 is 900. So that means they'll beat everything from 401 up to 900. And then at 901, all the way around to 399 will beat them. And so chances of picking the same option here for rock, paper, scissors, you got 1 out of 3 chances of picking the same thing as someone else. That total there is just 2n plus 1 as I showed. And you could write it here, the limit as n approaches infinity of 1 over 2n plus 1 becomes 1 over infinity, so it becomes 0. And this is just the mathematical expression of duh. The more options you have, the less likely you're going to pick the same option as someone else.